Hey love, I'm Gina, an ED recovered, recovery-informed food freedom and strength coach, helping women in the messy middle finally break free from overthinking food, fearing weight gain, and chasing control. If you've ever felt too healed for treatment but nowhere near free, or stuck in that exhausting place where you want food freedom and your dream physique without spiraling back into old patterns, you are exactly who I'm here for. This is a space where we call out the lies diet culture never questioned, where healing and body goals get to coexist, and where strength, physical and emotional, becomes your way out of a session. I've lived both extremes: restriction, treatment, binging, rebuilding, and now I help women just like you stop the shame, trust their bodies again, and actually enjoy food, fitness, and their lives. So take a breath, you're safe here. And this is the Fit Without Obsession podcast, the place where your freedom starts. Love, if you're listening to this on Christmas Eve, or honestly anytime during the holidays, let's take a deep breath together. Because this week can feel like a lot of food, a lot of emotions, a lot of old patterns, a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure to be happy when inside you're overwhelmed. You might already be spiraling. You might feel guilty about what you ate yesterday. You might feel anxious about what's coming tomorrow. You might feel disconnected from your routine, your body, or your sense of control. And I want you to know, you're not doing anything wrong. This season brings up stuff for almost everyone, especially women healing their relationship with food and their body. Today, I want to help you feel safe again. Not perfect, but safe. So let's first off go into why the holidays can feel so triggering. And number one is that your routine disappears and it causes your brain to panic. Because right now, holidays equal unpredictability. There's new foods, there's new schedules, new social settings. So your nervous system interprets that unpredictability as danger. And this is not about willpower. It's really about safety. The second reason that the holidays can feel triggering for you right now is old identities can get reactivated. Because you go home, maybe you see people that you've been seeing a long time, and you stop being the woman that is like currently doing the work, currently doing the healing within your own life. And suddenly you're this younger version of yourself who did struggle with food. So when you return back to an environment where like your old patterns were formed, of course that stuff is going to come back up, even if you feel like you're really far into your recovery journey. Now, you also are surrounded by food that carries emotion, nostalgia, and novelty. And it's not really just about eating. It's actually sensory overload at this point. There's memories, smells, family dynamics, the pressure to join in, the fear of being judged, and what your brain experiences is excitement, but also scarcity and fear and nostalgia and shame and all of these things all at once. And it can be really hard to navigate that. You're also carrying emotional weight, not just food anxiety. Family dynamics, like I mentioned, relationship tension, maybe there's money stress, social comparison. You might be feeling grief or loneliness or this pressure to perform joy. And your brain uses food to cope with all of that overload. So you didn't lose control feeling this way, right? Like you honestly are at a place where your nervous system is just overwhelmed. So let's go into what the holiday food spiral actually looks like. And I want you to understand that you're not alone in this, right? Like this is something that I went through for years and years and years. And that's why I want to help you through this so that this doesn't have to be your story anymore. So it usually looks something like this. First, you might wake up determined to be good for the day. And you end up eating light all day to like save those calories. You show up to the meal absolutely starving. Then the hunger and the nerves hit insanely hard. You eat quickly because your body is in this urgency mode, and then that guilt shows up immediately. And then you keep eating because guilt activates shame, and shame activates I'll start over tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes another cycle of restriction to then spiraling. And none of that is you failing. It's honestly biology. It's survival. That's conditioning. That's the emotional load that you're going through. Your body is not sabotaging you when you're going through these spirals. It's actually protecting you the only way that it has learned how. So now that we've kind of understood maybe why the spiral is happening, what the spiral looks like, how are we actually going to stay grounded when it does feel like too much during this time period? So the first thing that I really want to urge you to do is regulate before you eat, because your body cannot make calm decisions from a fear state. So this could look like trying a couple different things. You could unclench your jaw, because a lot of times when we're feeling anxious, we actually hold a lot of tension there we don't even recognize. Actually dropping your shoulders, making that physical movement to drop the weight that you're carrying. Also, slowly exhaling. Honestly, we don't give breathing enough credit. When we actually slow our breath, it actually changes the entire way that our system is wired to react. And then too, you could feel your feet on the floor, really finding that grounded place, finding that sensory to really make sure that even if the environment feels hard, like you know that you are safe right there. You can also relax your stomach, because a lot of times when we're anxious, like we're holding a lot of tension there. And then the last thing that can really be helpful to regulate before you eat is name one thing you feel, and actually like really connecting deep within. This grounds you back into your body and allows you to not let those emotions take over as quickly. The second thing that can really be helpful is eating earlier in the day and not saving up calories. I know that it's tempting, and I want you to understand, though, that this is one of the biggest root causes of spiraling, is saving up the calories and putting yourself in a position where you're going to feel out of control. So eating throughout the day, the reason that this really works is it's going to stabilize your blood sugar. It's going to reduce the urgency behind the eating. It's also going to reduce that feeling of being in the survival mode, and it's going to support calm decision making. You don't prevent overeating by restricting, you actually guarantee it by doing that. Now, the third thing that we really need to work through this holiday is give yourself permission before you walk into the meal. Again, that word permission. When we have permission, it immediately reduces urgency. So you could sit there and say to yourself out loud, or, even in your head, I'm allowed to eat what looks good. Nothing is off limits. My worth is not on this plate. And when you say that to yourself, your body is going to relax because it knows that food is no longer a threat. Fourth thing that we need to do is check in halfway. Not to be in this place of control, but really to just reconnect with yourself. And I'm not asking you to stop eating. I'm asking you in this moment, when you take a pause, when you take that moment, to come back to yourself. So you could take that moment of pause by checking in and asking questions like, do I like this? What flavor do I want next? Am I anxious or hungry? Am I enjoying this, or am I rushing? And this will interrupt kind of that autopilot mode that we can go into a lot of times. Fifth thing is expect to feel fuller, more bloated, or different, and let that be okay. These sensations are 100% normal, and they're not dangerous. Your body digests differently when you have things like excitement and travel and stress and holiday foods and unfamiliar routines. No one's stomach is like perfect on Christmas. Honestly, we all get bloated, right? We all feel maybe a little bit off. And I think it's good to normalize that and know that that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. Sixth thing is move gently, and not to burn off anything, but just to actually continue to feel good in your skin. That could look like taking a walk outside. I know that a lot of us are in areas it's cold, so maybe not walking outside, but it could be stretching, could be breathing even. You're moving to soothe your nervous system, not to actually punish your body. And then the seventh thing, repeat this to yourself. There's no ruining it. There's only responding with kindness. And you might already be feeling that you are deep within the spiral. Like you might already be in this position where you're like, Gina, I already feel like this holiday season has sent me in a spiral. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling anxious. I don't know how to ground myself anymore. So I want to give you kind of some steps of like what we need to do to really help you work through this. And it's okay if you're already feeling guilty. I really want you to just take this moment and take a deep breath and understand that you didn't this season ruin your progress. You didn't ruin your life or ruin your body or ruin your healing. You didn't do anything wrong. But what we need to look at is what to do now, right? Like what to do moving forward. We can't change anything that's happened in the past. So what we can do now to really ground you is drink water, move gently. Definitely do not make up for it. I promise that's going to send you back into the spiral, right? We're trying to halt that spiral. Don't skip meals tomorrow. And do something that brings you back into your body. That could be like showering, stepping outside, putting some cold water in your face. And lastly, speak to yourself like someone you care about deeply. And this is a big thing. We so much of the time can say nice things to our friends and we can't say them to ourselves. And I want you to gift yourself that this Christmas, that it's okay to be kind. You're not starting over tomorrow. You're just continuing. The only way out of the spiral is finding this gentleness and not continuing to put more discipline on yourself. You deserve to enjoy your holidays without carrying food fear like a weight on your chest. You deserve presence, not pressure. Peace and not panic. You're safe to eat. You're safe to rest. You're safe to be human today. And if you want support learning how to navigate these moments, how to feel grounded and confident around food year round, not just during the holidays, my DMs are always open at @thefitbean_ on Instagram. You can come say hi to me, tell me what part of this episode hit home. I would love to be able to connect with you and help you through the season. And remember, you can love your body and your life. And I'm rooting for you every step of the way. Thank you so much for listening to the Fit Without Obsession podcast. If this episode made you feel seen, supported, or a little less alone in your healing, hit follow so you never miss an episode. And if it spoke to your heart, share it on your stories and tag me at @thefitbean_ so we can spread this message to more women in the messy middle. If you're ready for deeper support, whether it's healing a relationship with food, rebuilding trust with your body, or getting stronger without slipping back into obsession, you'll find all the ways to work with me linked in the show notes. I'd love to walk alongside you in this journey. And remember, you are not too much, you're not too broken, and you're not behind. You can want freedom and strength. You can heal and build your dream body. I'm rooting for you always. Talk soon.